Hey guys, welcome back to Rudder Innovation, where today we're going to be replacing interior doors in this house. Here we go.
The first step to replacing your door is measuring your existing door or door frame where the new door will be located. This door is 24 inches wide, 79.5 inches tall, and you can see there's a 1-inch gap underneath the existing door, so there'll be no issues fitting our new 24 by 80 inch replacement. If the new door is slightly too large, you can always remove material to have a custom fit, but look up the manufacturer's specifications to see how much you can remove from each side of the door. Once you have your measurements on the replacement door, you can remove the 2 screws that hold on the doorknob, door latch, and all the hinges that attach the door to the door frame.
Before we take the door out, I marked which hinge was my top hinge because I'm going to use that later.
We marked which side is the top side, and that's because all of our measurements are going to be coming from the top side of the door. If you forget to do this, it's okay. Typically, your handle height and latch height is about 44 inches from the top, and it's closer to the bottom of the door than the top. Did get a hinge jig that you can use your router with. This is the jig. This thing is awesome, works great. I think it was $20 something. They do have a chart for where the typical hinge placement is for your particular size door, and the 80 by 24, the top hinge height is 8 3/4 inches from the top for the center line, and then it's 67 1/4. I have found that it's not perfect on all of my door frames, so I've had to trim a couple door frames. So I started doing this method, which works way better. I don't have any trimming to do because it puts the hinge placement in the exact same place for the new door. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. All right, so we have the tops of the door flush. I'm gonna just hold my speed square right on the edge of where that hinge is. I'm gonna draw my line. I'm gonna flip it over to this side, put it right to the edge of where the hinge placement is on my old door, and then transfer it to my new one. We're gonna do the same exact thing for the bottom hinge. Now that we have our hinge placement drawn, if you want to do this old school with a chisel, you can put the hinge on there and trace it around it and chisel it out. This thing is just so much quicker. And we want to do the template in the same direction as the old hinge. So the pin side is going to go, it's going to mirror, or not mirror, but be in the exact same orientation. They have these little tabs here on either side that slide and stop on the edge of the door. And instead of using the center line pin to line up where that mark is, which this bottom hinge will be 67 1/4 inches, we're just gonna center, you see the lines we drew, we're gonna center it right over both of them. Then we're gonna screw this into the door, and then we're gonna use our router to route out the hinge. To set your router depth, you can screw the template over the old hinge location on the old door and drop your bit where the hinge was, or lower the bit to the thickness of the hinge past the edge of the door while the router's resting on the attached template. It can also be helpful to practice on the old door before attempting it on the new door.
The first thing I like to do is get the center screw started for both the hinge on the door and the door frame, and then we'll get the rest of them in. Next, what we can do is check the reveal, make sure that the door is not rubbing anywhere, and it looks like this door is closing perfectly. If yours is rubbing at all, you can add the rest of the screws to the hinges at this time. Sometimes if it's still rubbing, you can get a 3.5 inch screw or a long screw that'll reach that stud or that 2x4 that the frame's by, and it'll pull the door frame in, allowing it to not rub. If it's still rubbing after that, you might have to actually shave part of the door off, and we'll show you how to do that later in this video. The next thing I like to check is the latch. We're gonna go ahead and install the latch with the slanted part facing the door frame so it closes the way it should. And then we're going to close it after we stick a door handle through there. Just make sure that it latches the way it should, which it does. So we'll open it back up, and then we're gonna install this latch.
Here I'm using a 3/32 drill bit to pre-drill my latch holes. One of the most common punch list repairs that I see for new construction is splitting that occurs on the edge of the door from not pre-drilling. Once the holes are pre-drilled, you can install your 2 screws to hold it in place. Now that the latch is installed, we can reinstall our doorknob, the 2 screws that hold it together, test it to make sure that the locking mechanism is functioning properly, and close the door to make sure it latches. Sometimes things don't fit perfectly, so here are a few solutions. This door was too wide for the opening, which prevented it from closing, so I used an electric planer to take off about 1/8 of an inch. You could also use a sander, circular saw, table saw, etc., but I found that an electric planer is fast and achieves great results. Another common issue might be an odd doorknob or latch location. You can buy doors without a bore, as they call it, and create your own hole for the doorknob using a 2 1/8 inch hole saw and a 1 inch hole saw for the latch hole. My latch location was 44 inches from the top of my old door, and I'll be using this Ryobi jig to help me line up everything properly. The nice thing about this jig is that it has a strike plate locator to help me ensure that I'm lining up my latch hole properly with the strike plate. Once it's properly aligned, you can screw in the jig with the supplied screws and then drill your holes. This jig has both 2 3/4 inches and 2 3/8 inches latch length locations, so make sure you have it set properly before drilling your holes. Many latches state their length on the hardware itself and are adjustable. You can also measure from the end of the latch to the hole where the doorknob goes through to determine the length. Once you have it set correctly, you can drill your hole for the new doorknob. Once you see the drill bit come through the other side, you're going to go coming back to meet in the middle from the other side of the door. Once your doorknob hole is drilled, you can use a 1 inch hole saw for the latch bore. It's important to keep your drill bit straight when drilling both of these holes so that everything lines up properly. Once your holes are drilled, you can remove your jig, install your new latch, and then trace where you'll have to remove material for the latch to be recessed. Scoring the line with a razor blade will help create a stopping point as you remove material with either a chisel or a router. I used my router and set the blade depth using the old door's latch depth, then finished cleaning up the hole with my razor blade. Once it was finished, I was able to install my latch, doorknob, and make sure that the door closed properly.
Alright guys, I hope that was helpful for you. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If you like this video, like it. If you're watching on Medium, you can subscribe. Feel free to subscribe. We'll see you next time. Peace and God bless.